Welcome, Toastmasters. Welcome, people at home. That's right, it's time for the 7:30 informational talk on how to choose a topic. Thank you very much for the compliments on my voice. I do appreciate that. That isn't the way I speak all the time. If I spoke at my normal voice, unfortunately, it would distract everyone in the office and I'd be terribly embarrassed. So I never do that really at the office. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about choosing a topic. And there's really only two rules that I am going to give to you. And it's as simple as that. And then I'm going to give you a third, not really a rule, but a piece of advice on your topic. Because there is going to come the time when you're looking at the schedule and realize you are going to be speaking next week. And it won't be something simple as your icebreaker. That's about yourself. And you don't have to research. Maybe you have to call up mom and say, hey, mom, do you got that picture of me back when I was in high school? Because I want to show that for my icebreaker. No, this is going to be the time when you have to speak on something and you don't know what you're going to speak about or how you're going to speak about it. So here's rule number one. It's going to sound very simple, but it's very vital. Choose something that interests you. Okay, now when you look at it, that's obvious. Believe me, no, it isn't. There are people who choose topics that they're not really interested in, but they think it'll be interesting. Yeah, no, that isn't going to work. You actually should like the topic. And it should be something you are familiar with. I have been a Toastmaster for many years now. And I have heard the weirdest, most interesting speeches during that time that I never thought I would be interested in, but the people chose topics they liked and or loved. I've heard a woman give the name of her plants and flowers. I heard a man give a speech on how fuzzy logic applies to life using the example of an elevator. I heard one man named Les, and even though this is now probably over 30, 40 years ago now, gave a speech about when he was a young man in World War II, being one of the first soldiers to arrive at a concentration camp. Okay, yeah, some of them are depressing, but these were fascinating speeches. This was something that affected Les's life. The man who gave the speech on fuzzy logic was an engineer. This is the problems that he found every day, and he loved going to lectures about it, and he'd learned how to talk about fuzzy logic, which is not the first topic that I would have signed up for back in college. And hearing a woman gush about the names of her plants and her favorite plants and why it had this name just was a delight. These are the things we want to hear about, the things that make you happy, make you excited, that fill your life, make it more fulfilling. And sometimes it's just in the last week, if you got in an argument with someone about politics and you were passionate about it, yes, I want to hear that passion. If you've gotten in a discussion of why the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie opening tomorrow is going to be the best Guardians of the Galaxy's movie versus the first one, which was better than the second, but the third, they've got it all down pat. I want to hear that argument, that reasoning, that passion. The second piece of advice on your topic is more about organizing your speech, which you're going to hear more about later. Give the speech you want to hear. That's right. Don't follow anyone else's form or format of a beginning, middle, and end. And oh, here's the 3 points you have to fit in. Here's the joke you have to use at the beginning and what you have to do at the end to wrap it all up. Give the speech you want to hear. As a Toastmaster, you're going to be hearing lots of speeches here. You're going to start, this is not always a good thing, you're going to start noticing other people's speeches and wincing when you realize the mistakes they make. And give the speech that you want to hear, that is, oh, this is a type of speech I've always enjoyed hearing. I've enjoyed hearing someone give a book review, talking about their latest trip. I love it when they give a PowerPoint. I hate it when they use slides. I love it when they bring in food and feed me. That's a hint. If you're ever going to do a demonstration speech, please bring in food, feed me. You'll get my vote. I can be bought. But that's the second piece of advice. What interests you, and give the speech that you want to hear. The third piece of advice, now that you've found something interesting to you, now that you're giving the speech you want to hear, cut, edit, cut. That's right. If you really love this topic, you could go on for hours about it. And yes, I could probably go on for hours in a debate about the Guardians of the Galaxy movie and the entire MCU and where the Marvel Cinematic Universe is heading in this next phase. But I only have 4 to 6 minutes or 5 to 7. You can change at the last minute as you're being brought up here and say, excuse me, I asked for 2 to 3, but I really need 4 to 6. You can do that. That's allowed. But like I say, finding a topic that interests you, just look at your passions. What's been occupying your thoughts for the past week? What was the last great discussion, argument that you had with friends, family, or brother? And that is going to be a great topic, because if it interests you, I want to be interested in it, made interested in it too. Thank you very much.